boxing is a very deceptive sport. It's very deceptive, man, and probably the most deceptive sport outside of the NFL, if we're being realistic. And I don't only mean with judges, refs, commentators, or fighters. I mean with the actual fights themselves. There's a lot more than meets the eye. Now, a lot of people have been rewatching the Lomachenko and Haney fight, and they're starting to backtrack what they originally saw. But I have a theory of why that is. See, I feel like the problem is, if you watch the fight and you're only paying attention to what Devin Haney's doing, you're going to think, well, Devin Haney won the fight. If you watch the fight and you're only paying attention to what Lomachenko is doing, you're going to think, man, Lomachenko won the fight. If someone tells you, oh, well, such and such guy won the fight, and you're only looking for what that fighter's doing, then ultimately you're going to think that fighter is winning or won the fight. That's why when crowd noise makes an impact, you pay more attention to those moments. That's why when someone says, oh, I rewatched it and the judges did get it right, you become dialed in on that activity. It's almost like a form of manipulation, but you don't know that you're being manipulated by other people as well as yourself, especially when it's a good and close fight. It's just a recipe for disaster. And the fucked up part is, it isn't even supposed to be that way. So I've been going back and forth with both Loma and Haney fans all week about this shit, because for a person like me, who's a fan of the sport, who's a fan of both fighters, who's a fan of good fights, it starts to get frustrating speaking common sense to people. So when I watched the fight on Saturday night, I was at work, right? I was doing a 7 to 8 hour shift. I really wasn't even planning on ordering the fight because I figured I'd catch it later that night online. But since I already had my ESPN Plus account ready to go, I said, fuck it, let's watch the fight. I stopped everything I was doing, myself and a coworker, we tuned in. When I tell you, from the first round on, the excitement I had watching this fight, and how by like around the 7th or 8th round, my coworker looked at me like, wow, I can see you're really passionate about this. It's because I understood what I was watching, and I knew just how special and how rare the fight unfolded in front of me was. Listen, Vasil Lomachenko and Devin Haney, they put on a show. They went crazy, like for real, for real. This was two pure boxers at the highest level in a high-speed chess match, giving us the definition of the sweet science. I mean, I've seen fights where guys go toe-to-toe in an all-out war. I've seen when a boxer faces a brawler or a boxer faces a boxer and someone either gets beat the fuck up or completely outclassed. But this shit right here, nigga, like I don't remember the last time I witnessed a fight like this. Haney versus Lomachenko is what it's all about. And let me just say, if you had either fighter dominating this fight, but then you missed a great fucking fight. And I'm confident when saying that because when the final bell rung, the first thing I said was, someone's gonna have to be granted a rematch here. This fight is too close to call and it's gonna be controversial either way. There's gonna be a rematch. I already knew what it was. But see, just like everyone else, I wasn't prepared for the controversy that was brewing. I was expecting, or should I say under the impression, that the announcement we were about to hear was either we have a winner by split decision or a draw. So as soon as I heard the scores, then, and your winner by unanimous, they didn't even have to say the word decision. They didn't even have to say Devin Haney's name. Once I heard unanimous, I said, here we go. Bullshit. It's bullshit. It didn't even matter who the winner was. Look, I don't want people to confuse it. I didn't think it was a robbery. I understand what a robbery is, and to me, there's a big difference. This was a controversial decision. I knew there was going to be controversy regardless because the fight was so tooth and nail. It was so tight, it could have went either way. It really was that good. But I mean, 116 or 112, like what the fuck? So you telling me someone had an 8-4? So Judge Dave Moretti scored an 8-4 for Haney? Okay, whatever. So before he changed his mind a couple days ago, on Saturday night, Shakur Stevenson said Lomachenko won 8-4? Okay, whatever. Me personally, I didn't see anyone win 8-4, dog. And if that's what anyone else saw, more power to you. 115 to 113, 114 to 114, 7-5, 6-6. Off the top of my head, that's where I was at with it. Now, I can't speak for judges and how they're dissecting and scoring the fight as it goes because I'm not them. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what they like. I don't know what they don't like. And when it's a tough fight with so many toss-up rounds like that, I can fully understand that a couple things are bound to get lost in the shuffle. But for Judge Dave Moretti to get that 10th round of Devin Haney was basically him telling us he don't give a fuck, that he needs to retire and sit his old ass down because it was way past his bedtime. And if you tuned into the fight, everyone knows Lomachenko took Devin Haney to school. He made him look foolish and clowned him in rounds 10 and 11. I mean, he showed him a thing or two or three or four. Bruh, it's a no-brainer. But that goes back to what I said earlier about how boxing can be deceptive. Because when you have Lomachenko marching up and down the ring on Devin Haney for 2 rounds straight, 2 championship rounds in a fight that was going down to the wire, of course most fans are going to be like, oh, Lomachenko about to win. Like, I really thought Devin Haney was finished in round 11, but still Lomachenko looked to be on the verge of stopping him in that round. This is the thing though, and why I will say it again. Boxing can be deceptive. When Devin Haney bit the bullet, gritted it out, and mounted up on offense, pulling the 12th and final round out of his ass, that's where things got tricky. Because Haney is the champion and Loma's the challenger. So of course there's going to be that portion of fans who will say, well, Haney won the fight because, oh, the champ closed out the fight. See, during the moment, in real time, everyone is only remembering the last thing they saw from his or her fighter. Understand? It's damn near a delayed reaction, hence boxing terms. Everyone is so focused on the excitement going down the stretch that people are completely forgetting the fact that due to swing rounds, the fight was estimated to be 5-4 either way going into the 10th round. So most neglect the earlier and mid rounds. And when you start to talk about those rounds, all you're going to hear from both fighters' fans is, nah, Lomachenko, left hand, the left hand, cleaner shots. Devin Haney, body shots, look at the work rate. And this is the shit I'm talking about. I mean, hats off to both fighters. Fuck calling them fighters, these are boxers. And hey, they gave me my money's worth.